Western Cape, Mpumalanga, KwaZulu-Natal, the Gauteng Province, the Northwest Province, and the Free State. The search for the top 6 saw learners from all walks of South Africa sharing their beliefs on what makes a future leader. Our head mentor was definitely spoiled for choice.
That you have to read in between the fine lines of her lies. What if never analyzes to see who does what she does? I bet they're gambling, rolling pair of dice to see how long will out of us live in this paradise and the first who dies. But I know I'm not the first because she is my enemy, she's my frenemy. She loves playing games that pains rather than aims. She uses reverse psychology to get more perverse. If I take time to reverse, I see an image that's not so appealing. Then I get that weird, uneasy feeling. She is my frenemy. She'll never change.
Wow.
She'll be my
enemy. On today's episode, the final 6 arrive in Johannesburg to meet their head mentor. Upon their arrival, none of the future leaders knew that they had been selected and were convinced that they were coming for the second stage of auditions. And the first to arrive was 16-year-old Sisipho from Khayelitsha.
From Musungela kwaseKapa, yo, bendisoyika qha ndonwabile. Then ndasuka eKapa, xa ndifika apha ke ngejozi ngiqomba, yo, ndoyika ke ukwehla nakule plane andeni noba kuphunywa ngaphi because bendiqala uza.
Sisipho headed straight to the hotel and discovered an envelope addressed to her. The contents were unknown.
Hello, Sisipho. Kunjani?
Kunjani?
Namakond, it's good to see you again.
Pleasure.
I'm looking for one person to represent the Western Cape. I've spoken to a couple of kids. You're shortlisted amongst a few. You think it's going to be you?
I think so.
I don't know. Open the envelope.
Kunjani sisi?
Phila khona kuhle kunjani?
Phila nami. Sisi ungubani kani igama lakho?
Ngisisiphi igama lakho?
Uhlala lapho sisi.
Hlala Emfuleni.
Ufuna ukuba yintoni makhulu?
Ngiba social worker.
Why social worker?
Because esiba ndikhulile khe ndikhule efamilini ne-parents zethu ne. So ke ndifuna nabantwana because bakhona abantwana bakule ngaphandle kwabazali babo. So ndifuna ba comfort banike ulathando. Lo lingazange ndifumane ngapha.
Yeah. And then in don't know in your community to show that you are a leader. Are you a leader?
Yes, esikolweni.
Yeah, when's that done?
Esikolweni ndi-president esikolo.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Open the envelope. Read it for me.
Dear Sisipho Mngese, congratulations, you have made it to the top 6 of the Future Leaders Show, DJ Slu Head Mentor.
Uziva njani? Congratulations, Sisipho.
Of course.
Here is a summary of Khayelitsha.
Emfuleni kufitshane naseKhayelitsha, but ungekafike uyadlula eKhayelitsha. Kule macala ngapha. I-community entsha like akudalanga khona umfula. Noba ne 3 to 4 years ekhona. Then ke ngoku kusokhiwa is then but yena umfula akafani ne like neKhayelitsha ubetter because ewe kustoti into ebaleke kakhulu phaa kula macala wethu but not kanje ngaseKhayelitsha. Abanye abantwana bayaboyika abantu abadala so ke ngoku njengomntwana umoyika umuntu omdala then ke ngoku ndikwazi uba okay xa sidibene sonke ubona okay umuntu othanda uthetha kakhulu ngusisipho so manje kusisipho maybe yena uza-understand yabo like thina abantwana sizokhele into yethu without ufaka abantu abadala.
I'd like for you to meet radio personality. He's a TV presenter. He also has got his own project that does a lot of work in the Western Cape, particularly Khayelitsha. Meet DJ Lloyd. What up, boy?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
Nice one. The reason why I was calling you, there's your kid.
I feel like I need to give her a hug right now, right? Are you good? I'm very excited to work with you. Let's get talking.
Sisipho's mentor also hails from the same community.
Everyone knows me as DJ Lloyd. I'm a 5FM radio personality. I'm also a passionate social entrepreneur, which means I work on a number of social projects from where I come from. I'm born and bred in Cape Town, and I love doing community work in the likes of Khayelitsha and Gugulethu as well as Nyanga. A lot of the stuff that I've done is specifically around the community of Khayelitsha in Cape Town. We started a community project called the Kasi Experience in 2011, which is about really bringing around and bringing together entrepreneurs from Khayelitsha and getting them into a space where people are buying and selling from them and literally creating a space where Khayelitsha buys from Khayelitsha. We had an awesome opportunity then to grow that project into a national project which goes to all parts of the country now. I've also engineered a project called Lloyd Sessions, which is the Live Out Your Dream Sessions, and which is really about bringing leaders of industry and people who have done it and seen it, and teaching people who are getting started. And with all those projects, I mean, I'm quite excited to work with a fellow person who comes from Khayelitsha. And I'm very passionate about the 7784, and Sisipho is going to create an interesting challenge for me as I can see already, especially because we come from the same place. We're going to have the same nuances, and I think it's where we're going to click, but it's also where it's going to present some interesting challenges.
The second future leader to arrive was Lebu Makosi from Setlagole in the Northwest Province.
Hani ke palama sefofane so na ke tla mona like the clouds, you know, I ke rata view, you know, this trip to Joburg, I learned something, not something, I learned a lot. When I was in the plane, I wanted to be a pilot, and when I was in the hotel, I wanted to play the keyboard in the hotel. You know, when I was here, I wanted to be a cameraman. What if I don't make it? I know I'm the best. Even though I don't make it, I'm the best. If I make it, I'm the best. I'm all about the best.
Lebogang, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
I'm very well. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'd like for you to open your envelope. Ready?
I'm ready.
I'd like for you to open your envelope. You can read it.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready, of course.
Excellent. I like the tone. Lebogang.
Marcos.
Who is Lebogang?
Okay, who's Lebogang? Lebogang is all in one.
Nazia?
Yeah, I'm like ambitious, a leader, you know. Lebogang is, you can't describe describe Lebogang. I mean, she's all in one. That's all I can say.
Tell me about that. I want to know the ingredients. I want to know. She is ambitious.
She's creative.
She is creative.
You know, confident. I mean,
Confident.
like, energetic. I do different things.
You do different things.
Yeah.
Tell me one or two of those things that you do.
Poem, drama, dance, you know.
When a good leader,
A good leader is someone who is not arrogant. Someone who is wise. Dear Lebogang Makhosi, is it congratulations?
I get this call.
Congratulations.
I get this call.
Okay, dear Lebogang Makhosi, congratulations. You have made it to the top 6 of the Future Leaders show. DJ's Boo, head mentor.
Congratulations.
I feel like I'm more unique. You get me? Like I feel like, wow, this thing is the biggest opportunity I've ever got in life.
Lebogang comes from Sitlagole village, not far from Mafikeng.
Sitlagole in Northwest, in Mafikeng. Yeah, it's a village. Yeah, kind of a village. More traditional culture, full of culture and traditions in Sitlagole. Youth doesn't want to explore things, you know. And what they find interesting is just to go to school, you know, go to class, go back home and sit down, do nothing, abuse substances, you know, like alcohol, drugs and stuff like that.
Tasman, Zorala boy. So you know WHP?
WHP.
You know Motswako? Shabu Shabu boy. You want how lives. Lives on me tasso.
Me. Mona. Itumela go nna mentor ga go eno re ka kwa dibuka.
Sa di katara di diragatswa ke Thabiso Tsotetsi. Ba go sa mitse ba mitsa Tasman.
Ke Thabiso Tsotetsi, well known as Tasman. I'm a music producer. I'm a sound engineer. I'm a DJ. I've been doing this for quite some time. Originally from Pretoria, grew up in Mafikeng, so I would call myself a Northwestern. Yeah. Well, my involvement in the community has been broadly explored, especially when it comes to rappers. I've groomed a lot of rappers that are mainstream today. And knowing where we come from your Mabana kind of days and everything else, I think a lot of platforms are there, have been there, but are not utilized as much as possible. And I think this is the time that we could bridge that gap. Grooming the likes of Tuk Singanga, working around the likes of WHP, grooming the likes of Casper Nyovest. So I think to a certain extent, understanding what one wants to achieve, one can put their mindset into doing something of that sort and they can reach that milestone. And I believe I can teach or help Lebo achieve a milestone of the project that she has at hand. But there are young kids who are looking at achieving something, but that something is not achievable because they tend to think within the rural area you cannot achieve certain things, you know. Within the rural areas, I think there's rough diamonds that just need to be polished, and this is one of those challenges of looking at how to polish those rough diamonds to achieve the biggest goals ever. Looking at the successes of the kind of people I've worked with, I believe Lebo could also fall within the criteria of those people and be as a highlight of the South African space as possible. Like your Casper Nyovest, your WHP, Morafi as a whole, your Zola 7, you know, it's like a whole lot of array of people that I've worked with, and I believe Lebo could also reach that milestone.
The third leader to touch down in Jozi is none other than Bandile Nyandeni from Mlazi.
I'm hoping that I'll go through the next round and do my best and be a pro with this.
How are you doing, young man?
I'm fine, how are you, sir?
Very well, I'm always good.
Yes, thank you.
Open the envelope.
Thank you. Where do we open it? Okay.
Yeah, Bandile, congratulations. You have made it to the top 6 of the future leaders. They just will head. And so, thank you, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bandile is raised by his dad in Mlazi.
No baba hostel. Kodwa ke ikhali soLundi so makuvale igole siyazama ukuthi soLundi. Isection ngoba ngisho hostel kuhlala abantu abathe ukukhula ngoba azikho ingane encane ehlala emjondolo lesi esezansi eduze kwasemoya. So environment yakhona i-right because igebengu kuyaliwa nazo. If ziyazama ukwenza into ethile ake sihlala igqike izimoto. Kuyazama ukuliwa nazo icrime ayikho inkulu khona kuma section abodika nje ekungekho khona hostel.
What are you going to do in future?
In the future, I thought about being a singer, but I changed that because I can see that a lot of people are into music. So I want to be a lawyer, the great lawyer. First black man to be the greatest lawyer ever. That is what I want to do.
Why law?
Lawyer. Because I'm good at talking. As I'm talking, I'm sure you're all looking at me like, this guy is talking too much, so I'm good at talking. I'm good at communicating with people.
Who's your role model?
My role model is Barack Obama.
For you, because you chose Obama. I've chosen a guy who dresses better than me.
I understand that.
To be your mentor.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm a Potters fan.
Yeah?
I'm a Potters fan.
Even if you're lying, it's okay. Bandi, let me
Yes.
Okay, now that's nice. The right team to support.
Yes, that is why I never give up on them.
Punza.
Congrats, you are. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Well done, boy.
Bandile's mentor was once a soccer player himself.
I'm an entrepreneur. I run a funeral parlor, and I'm also the managing director of Ithemba Foundation. We've been involved in many projects. One of them being annually Sambiso Gogos Base Robin Island, Bayobona, Lao Mandela Ihleli Khona. And we've also taken kids to Italy, we've taken kids to Spain, Bayowenza Zulu dance. And out of those kids, khona about 5 in England, abahleli khona bafundisa ezinye ingane Zulu dance. We also built over 40 homes for the previously disadvantaged, and the futhi siyafundisa neingane esikoleni. We've got over 500 bursaries ever since we've been established. All of this we do it under Ithemba Foundation. I used to play for Orlando Pirates under 11, under the MDFA League. Also part of the KZN Engine under 18 team that won the basketball tournament in 2007. So privileged to take Ubandile on this journey, and I think me and him so sebenzisana kahle kakhulu, because I also come back from a background of drugs and alcohol, whereby my life completely changed in 2010. And and I'm spiritually grounded, so ngizokwazi ukumnika naleyo spiritual support azobeyidinga, coming from a community hostile and kukhona ama gangs nazo zonke lezi zinto lezi, and I really think ukuthi I'll be that voice ezokwazi ukuthi imsize along the journey.
Be part of the change. Over 8,000 mentors have already signed up. Sign up today.
The next future leader to arrive was 15-year-old Karabo Mohapi from Zastron in the Free State. Karabo was very impressed with the hotel room.
Yo, the hotel is very beautiful. I will jump on the bed and do, I am jumping. It's very nice. I like it.
Dumela ngwaneso. Bonjour. Open your envelope.
What is a leader? A leader is someone who has unlimited power, someone who can do anything for himself. Or
Unlimited power?
Unlimited power.
Meaning?
Meaning you got power for yourself. No one who can push you to do something they don't want to do. You must do it for yourself.
So you are a leader?
Yeah.
Okay. I see Karabo has a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I'm getting used to these things because I always rap at the hall, so I'm not a shy girl.
I love the attitude.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
My auditions was very awesome. It's that like I was making, and I don't know, a new talent. Yeah, I was thinking about myself. I was being myself because I'm not a shy person. I just want to keep like but then it's my township anyway. I live there. Because terrorism is a huge problem. Then, yeah, but it's a bit corrupt, really bad.
I'd like for you to meet Munabis. He's an entrepreneur, dance instructor. He's traveled the world. He's passionate about young people. Munabis Simit Karabo. How you doing? You're good? Yeah, still looking 19.
Thank you, I do. Hi.
Yes.
Congrats.
I am from Kimberley, a professional dancer, choreographer by profession, and experience-wise, you can do musical theater, singer, dancer, actor in The Lion King, South Africa, Germany, Brazil, and Taipei. And now currently I'm busy with Kimberley, a youth project like Amandla Danza Teatro. Give it a high to give back, especially the community exomorion like Kimberley, Khaleshewe. So I'm giving back to them because of Kifilwe, then I something back. Their studies are better now. Some of them are now actually, one of them is going to be going to Europe very soon in August, and I'll be accompanying that person. It's nice, it's little steps, but now already we've produced a show called Emma Tongeni. We've seen humongous change. The parents see the arts education as something very positive for their kids in the community of Khaleshewe. I'm actually happy that it's a she, you know? We always see the men in Lebona all the time, especially also in this kind of problem that in her community, girls are getting pregnant all the time. So she will succeed in what she's doing right now.
Msindisi Lizani from Randfontein in Gauteng was encouraged to audition by his teacher.
My teacher came up to me and said, "Hey dude, there's an audition that eventually does." I was like, when's it's more or less in the theater. So when someone can talk, you understand? Someone who is who can speak, but in theater. The main reason why I'm getting up is because of I wanted experience actually. Because some things, most experience at first hand, it's more available than money actually. Even if I don't make it, I'll be very happy because of this experience in women. It's more than anything I can wish for actually. Because of it's like it's a movie right now, but it's reality of course.
As all the other future leaders, Msindisi has the same perceptions that he is going to the second round of auditions.
Good to see you again.
Be part of the change. Over 8,000 mentors have already signed up. Sign up today.
Ungayivula envelope yakho.
And what do you want to become when you grow up?
When my main career was aeronautical engineering.
What is aeronautical engineering?
Which is actually building planes.
Yeah.
Yes, building planes, engineering, that's my field.
You want to build all planes?
Yes, building plane and stuff. But later on in life, I'd like to do theology, become a pastor.
Lentos are just to link your lentos are your Christianity and your theology,
yes.
And the other issue, you want to be a good leader. How do you make these things synchronize, being a pastor and also being a leader?
Being a pastor, it requires you to have leadership skills. Because what I believe in most is that a leader must be a person who's able to deal with people, right? You can't consider yourself a leader if you can't appreciate, if you can't deal with people, with their emotions. Because I want to have fun.
No. Who made you think that you won?
Well, obviously, musifunda kahle ndiyakwazi.
What are they saying, Islo?
Congratulations, you have made your top 6 of the Future Leaders show, where Mr. DJ Spo, our head mentor, ligama lam phezulu.
Congratulations.
Msindisi resides with his sister in Randfontein.
Originated from Eastern Cape, of course. My hometown is Eastern Cape, but when I was 6 years old, my father brought me this side due to certain circumstances, education in Makai. Because in Makai, school is good there, cross Mlambo, so my father said, let's come this side. So I live in Mtlaken right now, which is a township. Mtlaken, it's just in the gangster-wise township, but it's a township, right?
So I'd like to introduce you to someone who understands rejection, someone who understands how to create something from the beginning, somebody who understands what it is to be a young leader. She's beautiful, Wenasan. I don't want any problems. I want you to focus on the task at hand. Meet Bongegile.
Thank you, sis.
What's smile, Wenasan?
It's nature, say.
Wenasan.
I'll try.
I'm currently an entrepreneur who started in finance. I have my professional background in finance, from wealth and investment management to banking. And I decided to follow my passion and calling, which I believe is primarily rooted in developing women. And so I then developed my business around that, which is called Taste of Legends, a tea and lifestyle brand. The most solid experience was with One Day Leader. We would solve socioeconomic issues across the country, from HIV to youth unemployment, tackling as well as alcoholism. Sometimes coming from privilege, it's very easy to just stay in your circle, be it your family and friends, and see that as life. And so when you're able to involve yourself in community development, you actually get to see the broader landscape of what South Africa really looks like, what the ordinary South African is going through. And I think for us, being able to do that at a very young age really shaped even our career decisions. You know, that's why one today can decide to leave the finance profession and become an entrepreneur. I'm also a Mandela Washington Fellow, Brand South Africa Play Your Part Ambassador. I truly believe that part of building our countries lies greatly in how well we're able to build our people. And so I've found myself a lot occupying youth development spaces. So I think Umsindi is quite blessed to have such an opportunity at his age as well. And for me, it makes me so proud that Mhlakeng is actually going to be put on the national spotlight. And for me, working together with Umsindi, it's not just about us two. It's literally about the number of kids who may not have the kind of opportunities that Umsindi currently has, to show them not just what's out there, but what could be of their lives, what happens when you decide to be an active citizen and decide to be a part of the solution and not just a contribution to the problem. So I am very excited.
Representing Nelspruit as the last province is Nomthandazo Mashego.
I'm expecting a lot. Actually, I am a leader, though I cannot make it to the auditions. But the thing that I can say, leadership is in my blood. I've got it and I can do it.
I live with my sister. I cannot call myself an orphan. I can just say my parents have passed on. Because if I can call myself an orphan, I feel less of a woman.
Okay.
Yes, I like it to say my parents have passed on, because being an orphan is something else. I don't want to feel disadvantaged, but I want to have the ability to change what I am right now. My one goal is that I don't want to actually be a public speaker for everyone. I want to be a public speaker for those who are coming from disadvantaged families, because in most cases you find that since I'm coming from a disadvantaged family, I'll tell myself, no, that I've got no life anymore. Since, you know, Gunama bless us this is, I'm like, yo, funa imali and all of the stuff. Why can't I get a blessing? And so I want to tell them that there's life.
And when you get so much confidence when you don't even have parents, I mean, you don't have parents, you're an orphan. Where do you get so much confidence?
in whatever, as you said, in whatever situation that you're coming from, you can change it. Just go to lendo say because the ability is am I able to take this or what? Because on what teacher like they always say they are already successful. Maybe they're even lying to us because they grew up in a family like us. So I'm telling myself that in whatever situation that I'm in, I can change it. Often. I like it when I go to bed with a hungry stomach.
So
yes. That's why if this is what motivates me. Yes.
No, you are very strong. You are amazing. Wow. Whether you make it in this program or you don't make it, you're such a strong girl. I love what you do. God bless you. Man.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye, Sha.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done.
You're amazing.
You're okay. Oh. Nomthandazo.
Yes.
Kunjani?
Ngiyaphila.
Something very emotional happened to my life. When I interviewed you, I had my father who was sick in hospital.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I've lost my father a few weeks ago. So from the last time I saw you and you told me
Yes.
to now, I lost one parent. I'm left with one parent. It's hardly been, for me, it's a short time I haven't had a father. And it hurts. And I'm in my 30s. And then I wonder, how does a young person like yourself cope without both parents? I sort of not understand, because for me, he just passed on.
Yeah.
But I understand what you
yes.
I can imagine what a young person like you can go through without both parents. Pull it out.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Why are you crying?
I'm excited. Tears of joy. Under undeveloped community, there's substance abuse, high teenage pregnancy, butsotsi, underage drinking, some are dropouts. It's actually not a community for a leader to be born at, but since everything comes in the mind, and if you want to change something in society, you have to give it to the children though. So everything, that's the community I live in. Bandu, abana patient in future yabo. They just live it like that, it's life.
I'm Bumimbete. I'm a radio presenter, host the breakfast show on Rise FM. But I am a voiceover artist and I do media content production. I do philanthropy work. I think if you occupy the space in media or anywhere where you have influence to whatever level, especially within your immediate community, you get to interact with stakeholders, different stakeholders, and you could become a bridge between where there's a lack and those who have a supply, and then connect the two. So in my years of doing television from Seskona to Zone to Identity, I got to interact quite a lot with business people, government people, and the community. When I think about what a mentor is, and having mentors myself, so as someone who's a mentee, I know what I'm looking for in a mentor, someone that I think has influence in their space or has acquired knowledge and skill set in that space, and I want to grow within that. But it must be an overall person, you know, you can't be flourishing in life and I can't relate to you. So being young and on the journey myself, I have had the privilege of acquiring some knowledge that someone who's younger than me might not have had the privilege to get. And if I can share what I know while I learn, it empowers me and it empowers the next person, and I only hope that it will have a ripple effect into the community where she's from. There are a few lessons that I wish I knew in high school that I am excited about sharing with her. I can relate woman to woman. That's the first thing on a personal level where I think we will be able to engage, because there are things that I look back at now and I'm thinking, if I knew this at 18, my life would be in a different direction. Her project is huge. I love that because it means she's an ambitious person. She did not, limit herself to her surroundings. It's not only big, but I think it will bring a huge difference in the community for generations to come. And when we accomplish the task, I say when and not if, because I know we will. I know that my life would have been enriched, and that's what I think every mentor should take away when they mentor someone else, that your life should have also improved in one way or another. And obviously, when we conquer that goal, the entire community of Gapogwen in Mpumalanga and maybe even South Africa will benefit from our projects.
Sisipo, Lebza, Bandile Karabo, Nomtandazo Nomsindisi, congratulations guys. Now, when the show started, mfuna abantwana ukuthi bane potential ukuthatha South Africa bayibeka to the next level. We're looking for future leaders. And I've gone through the country, I've selected these young 6 people to represent each province. Now, it doesn't mean all the other kids don't have potential or do not have leadership qualities or skills. These kids that I've chosen, these 6, are going to go back to their communities and they're tasked to start projects that also involve all those other kids that have auditioned, and that project is going to empower their respective communities. I'm where I am namhlanje because I've had mentors. So what I've done is I've matched each kid with a mentor, hoping they're going to assist them. But leadership is not easy. It comes with a lot of rejection, a lot of challenges. They're going to encounter a lot of things that some of them will probably cry. That's why I've given them mentors. And before we move forward, I'd like for them to sit down and understand what it takes to become a leader. That's why I've organized a workshop.
Before the workshop, the Deputy Minister of the Department of Social Development invited the final 6 leaders for lunch.
You all have something good. So let's take the something good and expand it to other people. You told me what is good about your lives and what you don't like about your life. I'm hoping as future leaders, at the end of the series, you would have addressed what you don't like and turned what you don't like into a positive. You are going to mobilize your own communities. You are going to mobilize your own families. You're going to mobilize your peers, your friends, your gogo, your mkulu, and like I'm saying, and I want you, if you forget everything else I said today, just remember this one thing: the world owes you nothing.
The Future Leaders Workshop is aimed at equipping the final 6 with all they need to turn their communities around and conquer the scourge of underage drinking.
Morning. Welcome, everybody. How awesome to have you all together in one room for the first time. I'm sure some of you haven't even been to Josie, so welcome to the big city, the city of gold. I am in awe of how you have chosen to not stay where you're at and be where you're at, but to take that leap of faith and stand up and audition for future leaders. And that in itself makes you a future leader.
The expectations of them going forward is that they inspire many, many more. Not just because you're going to be on TV or because you're experiencing the glam of media and the camera and the lights and the action, but because you actually genuinely in your heart want to make a difference. And you see that in order for us all to grow, our entire economy has to grow, everybody has to grow, and everybody deserves the right to be alleviated of poverty and to blossom in South Africa.
The leaders learned how to develop community projects as well as how they can influence their peers.
You must know that you may live your own life, but it's not your life. Your life is more powerful when you live with others.
The power of choice at times lies in the things not chosen. You might have auditioned for future leaders, but future leaders chose you.
Ingozi ayikho. Ingozi ayenzeki, impazamo ayikho. Yonke into yenzeka lesizathu.
Some of the people bakatalk about it, so fear is just nothing.
The mentors also had a chance to reflect on what it means to be a mentor.
Part of the issue around underage drinking is that underage drinking is actually a symptom. It's not the cause. It's not the underlying thing. So as much as we go and tell kids don't drink, and their parents tell them, and church tells them, and they have a lot of people in their lives telling them, you shouldn't be drinking. It's not necessarily the thing that's going to solve the problem, because the causes and the reasons why kids are drinking is what we also need to be focusing on.
The most interesting thing about the subject around being a mentor for me is always like the daunting concept of being like someone's everything for those weeks, and like the person that they go to, the person that they need to trust. So we got some really cool tips on how to build trust, on how to make sure that the mentors don't think that we're their coaches, but we're their support.
I think definitely as a mentor, you also it's also a learning experience for you, because the thing that I really love about young people is that they tend to be fearless, and you kind of like recapture that in them, and seeing them being fearless about going for what they want, it kind of re-energizes you about the stuff that you want to do as well.
There was a lot of heart into why we're doing this, but the mind side of it as well.
The mentors and mentees were summoned to the headquarters.
So you probably are asking, what are the tasks and what do you guys have to do? These are projects that require you to work in teamwork, that require you to be the future leader that you have told us that you are. Your skills are going to come out of there. It's going to be very challenging. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of hard work. It needs a lot of focus, needs a lot of discipline, needs a lot of determination. There's going to be some places where you're going to feel like ngakala, but that's the reason why those mentors are going to be there for you. Starting with Gauteng, the entrepreneurial project is a swap shop. So you're basically going to get your friends around and you're going to teach them and get them to help you put this thing together. So what we want to do, we want to get young people from Gauteng stop kekelezi, you know? So they must bring trash, udoti, to your swap shop. And you guys are going to value that doti and give them a gift. So we're encouraging recycling, we're encouraging entrepreneurship, teamwork, etc., etc. That's your project. KZN, Mr. Opama, your project is a simple one, itiski. Putting together a soccer team requires a couple of things, like a soccer kit. You require a ground up in the corner, ibola, amakoksi. Now, I'm not going to give any of you guys money. You guys are going to have to put all of that together yourselves. You're going to have to think hard. Your project is basically, you know, Mpumalanga is famous for being a holiday destination. And when people go to Mpumalanga, they end up go-karting, people go to the mountains, people play with bikes. I want you to start a project like that that's going to get the kids Abasekaslako off from the streets. So in summary, you can call it an obstacle course. That's your project. Free State, I would like for you to put together a dance team with other young people. A dance team requires also, you know, different costumes. It requires a venue, either a community hall. It requires all sorts of different things that you're going to need, and that guidance you're going to get it from him because he's an internationally renowned dancer, choreographer, entrepreneur, etc. It's a cycling project that I'm going to give you for the Eastern Cape. So basically, I want you to organize something called Tour de Kasi. I don't know if you've heard of Tour de France. It's an international competition that attracts a lot of sponsors and people from all over the world. People fly to go to France and participate in this competition. I want you to put together something similar for Ikasi. Cyclists so they can participate in that competition. I know it may not sound easy, but it's possible. That's your project. And Lloyd is going to hold you by the hand and assist you to put that together. And your project, you're going to be mentored by somebody who's an entrepreneur extraordinaire. He understands the arts and culture space. He's worked with a lot of famous artists, musicians, dancers. He's traveled the country, he's traveled the continent, and he understands the business. Actually, I came up with him in the music business when I was still in the music business. So you are going to put together a musical theater. A musical theater, basically, you have to get together some of your friends that we auditioned you with, and you're going to become their leader. But putting together a musical theater requires for you to look in your team who's talented in singing, who's talented in dancing, who works best as a supporting act for this and that. There's going to be a lot of challenges for all of you guys. You're going to encounter a lot of doors shut in your face. There's going to be some days where you feel like giving up, you feel like crying, because that's how life is. Life as a leader is never easy. You can do it, you've got the potential, and you've got the help next to you. I'll see you guys next week.